book make you $100 million. It made me over $60 million. I also have sold over 100 million products, all right, using money models. Seriously, can this book make you $10 million, maybe $20 million, maybe even $100 million? That's what the title says, and I have done it. So buckle up and lean in, and let's explore this. Let's find out how you can make millions of dollars and sell millions of products and be very, very successful. I did it. I started off from like nothing. All right, so I know that, if you've been where I have, which is like $0 in the bank, if I've done it, I know that you can very easily do it as well. This is part one. I'm going to presume that you have a business, as they say, a going concern. All right, this is not about starting a business. All right, this is about changing how you sell your products or services. And this is very exciting to me. I can tell you that this is really what changed my company, and our sales took off. Went from zero, like 2 years not selling hardly anything. Self-doubt, wondering, did I invent the wrong product? Why isn't anybody buying my product? All right, so I did a little bit of marketing, and I used money models. So those are the two keys to my success. Can you make money with money models? Is money models right for you? And you can say, okay, Stan, show me how. Alex Hormozi set a new world record, selling something like over 1 million books in 24 hours. Even though Anthony Vicino called him out on that, but that's a whole another story. Alex was motivated by the fact that politicians had 9 out of the 10 most sold books. Now, what I like about the book, it has large print, it's easy to read and easy to follow. Now, there's 4 MMs, as I call them, money models in the book: attraction, upsell, downsell, continuity, which I like to call longevity. And there's a total of 17 different methods in the book. I think that Alex listed the most popular and the sexiest. Now, I watched 4 hours of Alex talking about, his book, etc. And it was broken up, thank goodness, sorry Alex, by his lovely wife, all right, and like these 4 or 5 green men. Now, what I can tell you is this. Alex is the real deal. Been there, done that. You've heard people say, hey, have you ever done this? Or they've said, been there, done that, right? If they haven't, that's called imposter syndrome. And the one thing I can tell you about imposter syndrome, it usually means A, you're human, and B, that you're doing something, all right? And the reason why is, you feel what you've done maybe isn't up to snuff. Maybe, it's not good enough, all right? Or that you're not good enough for whatever reason. That's not really the case, okay? Generally the case is, you know what you're doing, all right? And even the big stars that go on stage and screen, they have it too. They feel the same thing. What if I fail? What if I, lack some performance? So don't worry about it, okay? Alex is the real deal. And you know what he calls out the people that are like the imposters, the real imposters? They give you advice. They tell you to do this, do that. They haven't done it themselves. They've never had to make payroll. Okay, that'll make you sweat. He calls them goobers. So I can honestly tell you, be careful who you follow, who you listen to. Have they done that? All right, like with me, do they have any patents? I have more patents than you'll see back there. And I invented over 300 products. So yes, I'm also the real deal. I can sniff out someone who is a goober. So then afterwards, I got a little email from Layla. That's his beautiful wife. And she said she had a confession to make. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be juicy, right? And turns out she was also calling out the goobers. You can see that, they can be a big problem out there. And the thing I don't like about them is that they tell some newbies what to do. The newbies follow them, thinking they're getting sage advice, wise advice, only to fail and lose money. So, yeah, that's a problem. Check the credibility of people if you possibly can. I can also tell you that Alex and I are battle tested. You want to know, about money models and how it's going to make you money? These are the money models that stand out to me. You want to know if money models is going to make you money. Why not? You're entitled to it. Is the $30 book, $29.95 book to be a little bit more accurate, is that worth the investment? The money models that Alex talks about, they're all nicely spelled out. You can follow them. You can implement them. All right, and Alex does say, hey, these money models, as they are stated, may not fit your business perfectly. But he also says, modify them. And one thing about, being in business is that you know how to dance. You can adapt and adjust to market conditions. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in business. You wouldn't stay in business. You'd be out of business. Okay, so he says to adapt, adjust, cope his money models, all right, to your individual business. Doesn't matter if it's products or services, because I can tell you, I'm a product guy. I've sold over 100 million products, but they didn't just fly off the shelf because, here they are. I had to market them. I had to real world market them, advertising, trade show marketing. I also had to digital market them. So yes, I had to know about real world as well as online digital marketing, and I had to learn that myself as well. There weren't any gurus around when I was doing my digital marketing. It was before the advent of all these gurus, okay? He tells you to adapt and adjust, and here are the money models that Alex mentions in the book. One is, buy X, get Y free. We've all seen that. As a matter of fact, I saw one on TV this morning. Buy one, get two free. And also, if you go into CVS, the CVS chain near you, since they're everywhere, you buy one, get the other one 50% off. There's all different modifications of that particular money model. My second favorite is the menu upsell. I go into a restaurant, my date, let's say she orders, an entree. And then the server says to her, would you like some paired or matched wine, with that? The insurance company does it all the time with cafeteria insurance plans. Regardless if you buy or not, then comes the downsell. Remember, first go up, then go down. Now, here's the key. There's some people that want to spend money. They have money, they want to spend it. Don't let them leave money on the table. Give them your most expensive offer first. And if they take it, great margins. All right, you're off to Banff Springs, Canada. If they don't, then you give them the downsell. So there are some key indicators to look for. If you're in, face-to-face sales and somebody shows up and they have like a $2,000 handbag, you know that they have some money to spend. Reading the person. If they're on the phone or online, you really don't know that. All right, but don't leave money on the table. If they do have that kind of money and they're not sweating bullets when you say, this is, $1,000, whatever, you might be surprised and they might take it. It's happened to me. Sometimes you can't even judge, as I say, the book by the cover. So you try the upsell. Then you try the downsell. The downsell is something that they really need. You're going to get a yes out of it. It almost goes hand in hand. It should be a real easy yes. You want to get them into giving you the affirmative yes. Everybody loves to say yes. Nobody really wants to say no. Everybody wants to say yes. You are going to fulfill their dreams of saying yes. So you give them something that they can say yes for, right? Or yes, to buy. So you offer something that there's little friction, that they really need to have, or it's a must-have with whatever it is that you're offering. It goes really well with the main offer. It saves them time, money, energy, effort, space, whatever the case may be. It's impossible to say no to. Food is that way, okay? Stan, would you like some mashed potatoes, with your steak? That's the downsell. Haircut, would you like hairspray? Automobile, do you want a warranty or a towing plan? But you say, of course. Why? You're in the yes mode. You're in the buying mode. That's something also that, should be in the money model, is when somebody is buying, When the fish are biting, everybody throws their lines in. I don't care if you have 5 fishing rods, like a lot of people do. You throw all the hooks in the water. All right, that's the time to be greedy. The fish aren't biting, all right, well, I'll throw one line in the water. When people are in the buying mood, that is when you shine. Sell as much as you possibly can. That's another model that I used. People would buy one product, but I had like 800 other products. Okay, if you've made it this far, then you need to know which money model made me $60 million, and I would bet it made Alex a lot of money as well. It is jam, and once you learn it, I'm sure you'll be able to apply it to your business and make a lot of money, and maybe have Ferraris in your future as well. I'm going to give you some examples, some real world examples as to what I did, how I incorporated it into my business. All right, it was very easy. Almost all businesses can use money models, and I cover it really in depth in part 2. There's a link below. You can send me a direct message, all right, that only I see, and I will try to help you. A direct question deserves a direct answer, right? I care about you, and I'm going to tell you something that most YouTubers are going to hate. They're probably going to hate me as well. I often have a question. I reach out to some of the YouTubers that are out there. Nobody ever responds. I reached out to someone who was doing editing YouTube, and you may know of him because he has like 2 million or 3 million subscribers, Kevin Stratford. He does a lot of educational videos. He's known as the Kevin Cookie Company guy. Anyway, I just sent him a simple email. Is this channel monitored? I got back a response. So that guy is real. If you're going to spend your hard-earned money, at least spend it with someone who's been there, done that, who's had to make payroll. Now, some companies, let's say YouTube or eBay, you can't reach them. Their phone number isn't to be found. So I fly to San Jose, Silicon Valley, and I go in their front door. Apple's the only one that's a problem doing that. I walk in, see the receptionist, get their business card. Now I have their phone number. So if I have a problem, I can call somebody on the phone. Some of them I've called like 20, 30 times. Finally, somebody calls me back. If I can relate to them, since I was in the computer industry and I was in Silicon Valley like every 6 weeks. I like responsibility and I can't stand invisibility, okay? Let me correct myself. Kevin Stratford, all right, has 4 million subscribers. With my experience and my background in the computer industry, the evolution of the industry, I have lived the past, so I know the future. Shortly, I will reveal what company I would start if I was starting over again today. I also believe the U.S. needs a manufacturing czar and a robot czar. If you've gotten any value out of this video at all, please hit the subscribe, the like, and the share and the notification bell. It's going to help the channel out a lot and makes me happy. This is BossMakers Academy. I am Stan.